Good morning, everybody. It's Jayne
And Mike.
from Earth Care Farm. We're here. It's August, so we got our August video.
The end of August.
The end of August. There's just so much happening at the farm right now. It's kind of the season where it's so productive and abundant, and we're kind of a little tired, and the plants are a little tired, and you're kind of like, okay, we got to make sauce, and we got to do all the things, and
if you had the energy, you could still plant more crops, get a second crop in.
Yeah, this is the last time you can do this. It's really winding down for being able to do that. But we're standing with this row of sunflowers behind us that a third grade class planted with me in June. And I'm hoping that they're going to be great when the kids start next week. I want to bring some of them in so they can see these massive heads. The seeds that you're used to seeing for eating are just right inside here. It's really amazing how many seeds are in this one sunflower head. And this is a small one even. But very, very cool, and you can eat them, you can roast them. I like to save at least a couple of these heads to plant for next year. Super abundance, and then I just like to leave a bunch up because the finches just this just keeps them fat and happy for the winter. While we're standing here, we wanted to show you our milkweed. We've got some very, very hungry caterpillars, and the hickory tussocks, both native caterpillars to here. Our milkweed patches are just totally defoliated. There's one hickory tussock here, if anybody doesn't know a hickory tussock caterpillar. Love those guys.
They seem to get to the milkweed before the monarch did this year.
I'm glad we have a lot of patches of milkweed around because you're seeing how needed it is. So here we are at the sweet potatoes. These are the greens. You can just tell this is just an incredible amount of foliage that you could have. It tastes a lot like kale. I like to fold it up like this, ribbon cut it with a knife, and then just saute it. Incredibly nutritious green, similar to kale. I think it has vitamin K. And you could harvest a good third of this plant, and it still has plenty of foliage for the plant to get to photosynthesize and create really nutritious tubers. This is fresh ginger. Really, really nice texture on this. It looks different than what you buy at the store with the, that's more brown. This is the plant stock it actually came from. I plant it like this, and then it grows like this. I probably could have broken this into more pieces. But yeah, amazing. And I've discovered that the goats really like the foliage. I have a hard time sometimes pulling some things that would technically be considered weeds. We have this amazing borage plant in here that is just attracting pollinators, and I didn't pull it out because it was too pretty, and it attracts the pollinators. If you like sit for a minute in here, you can hear the hum of all the bumblebees. So I get to go tour compost facilities in Austria. I get to see the Comtech manufacturing plant where the equipment that we have here is manufactured. Thank you, Comtech. I'm very excited. They're helping me sponsor this trip. And I get to see like the place in the world where composting is just the norm.
Yeah, what I've heard, and Jane's going to validate it, is that Austria is probably the highest rate of composting per capita anywhere in the world, and that's what we want to see, of how we get, if the homeowner or the apartment dweller doesn't want to do their own composting, well, how do we get collection agencies efficiency to bring it to a place that will compost
and make good quality composting?
Yeah.
So I don't know, I'm not sure if it's applicable to here, but I'm going to take a lot of notes, and I plan to help this trip. I want this to become the norm across the world, that we're all making a lot more good quality compost. So
it's very exciting because besides Jayne going, my grandson Cooper is going, and that's the third generation that will hopefully run this operation.
So we're here in the zinnias, which I plant just for cutting for the house, but also obviously for the pollinators. This time of year, zinnias in Rhode Island is super humid here. They get powdery mildew, so does the basil. And we've discovered that making a tea out of our compost, a tea is maybe not the right word because people think you drink it. We then spray it on this, and the compost tea is filled with lactobacillus, which their favorite food, or I don't know if it's their favorite food, but something that they eat is powdery mildew. And we found it to be very effective at controlling it. So it's a good little hack when you're at home. It's not something I could sell really because you have to make it and use it right away. But we do also on our YouTube channel have a video about making that. especially if you're a flower grower, I highly recommend doing that. We've been cutting from these for many, many weeks. It works also like overnight. It takes like 12 to 24 hours for it to be under control again. And you can make it, it's very, very inexpensive to make. Here we are in the home garden where it's our hobby and we've been very busy. So it's a little on the messy side, plus it's August. But we've had a productive, we have great basil. Yesterday I harvested 35 cucumbers just off a few plants. We've had tons of tomatoes. They're so good this season.
Yeah, the tomatoes are delicious.
Poppy's favorite is a tomato sandwich, like white bread, mayo, and tomato with salt and pepper. It's so funny.
That's what I had when I was a kid. I still love it.
We have these amazing golden raspberries, which have really just picked up production right now. We dug the potatoes last week, which we have more of. We can dig. Pulling out beautiful onions right now. The garlic is now cured, and we're starting to sell that. So if you look for your email if you've pre-ordered that, which a lot of you have.
It goes by so fast. The sunflowers are starting to fall from the heavy rains and the time of year. So it's
we've had some big rainstorms.
Yeah, you blink and things change around here.
It's true. And so when I get back from Austria, I'm missing 2 weeks in the gardens. I'll have a lot of cleanup to do. I was a little late. I didn't get my last round of root crops in. I hope you guys did, carrots and beets and things. But we planted enough in the summer. I think we'll be okay. If you guys remember, this is little Rue. She was a kitten last year, but she's our tiniest of the cats here, and she's such a love.
Jayne's been working in this garden since she was a little girl.
It's true. Yeah.
It's the same garden, but every year the soil gets better and better, and that's the goal.
Every year the season's different though, so it's you know, even sometimes it's a good year and the soil's great, but man, it's a drought year or too much rain or whatever. But this year has been a mix of heat and rain, and it's been an easy growing season actually.
Quite a bit of rain.
Yeah, we haven't had to water much at all.
No.
All right, well, we appreciate you so much, and we hope that your gardens are thriving. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening.